If you're tuning in today, chances are you know exactly what it feels like to be completely overwhelmed. The toys are literally everywhere, the schedule is packed tight, the noise level is deafening, and you're running on nothing but sheer willpower and lukewarm coffee. You're in what we call survival mode, just trying to make it to bedtime without losing your mind. And honestly, that daily chaos is incredibly common, and it's entirely valid to feel totally exhausted by it. But what if we didn't just have to survive these years?
Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're looking at a practical blueprint for child rearing, shifting our mindset from merely surviving to actively designing our family dynamic. We're going to look at how to build real wisdom into our daily routines. Okay, let's dive into this and look at how we can fundamentally change our approach to raising kids.
You know, we often hear that with age comes wisdom, but in parenting, that isn't automatically true. Experience alone really just brings age. You can repeat the exact same stressful mistakes for 18 years and just end up older and way more tired. True wisdom, parental wisdom, is the intentional evaluation of your daily parenting experiences. It requires taking a step back from the chaos to actively reflect on what's happening, what's working, and what desperately needs to change. To guide us out of survival mode, we have a highly organized 4-part roadmap today. 1. Evaluate experiences. 2. Build a trusted counsel. 3. Master self-regulation. And 4. Study child development. Let's walk through these steps to bring calm and intentionality back to your family.
Step 1. Escaping parenting survival mode by evaluating your daily experiences.
This first pillar requires a crucial mindset shift. Instead of lying in bed feeling incredibly guilty about the times you lost your patience or the mistakes you made during the day, we need to use those very moments as powerful learning tools. Here's a practical routine. First, take just 5 minutes each evening to review your day. Think about which interactions went well and which ones went completely off the rails. Second, identify your triggers. Are you reacting out of exhaustion or anger rather than logic? Knowing this helps you pause next time. And finally, deconstruct those mistakes. So the crucial point is, treat your failures not as guilt trips, but as hard data. When a boundary fails or a rule causes friction, use that data to adjust tomorrow's approach.
Step 2. Build a trusted counsel by finding the right voices. We're surrounded by thousands of voices telling us how to raise kids, which creates a massive divide. And this brilliantly illustrates that contrast. On one side, you have high-stress, comparison-heavy social media forums full of noise, judgment, and unrealistic aesthetics. Listening to those can really amplify your anxiety and keep you trapped in survival mode. On the other side is where we should be focusing: deep, evidence-based books and real-life mentors. Seek out friends who are exactly 10 years ahead of you and whose children you genuinely admire. They've already survived your phase and offer invaluable, road-tested practical wisdom. But building a counsel isn't just about outside mentors. It requires looking inward to your partner. You have to form a unified front. Regularly sit down to align your core values, your discipline styles, and your overall family goals. When you and your partner operate from the exact same playbook, it eliminates so much confusion for your kids and drastically reduces that daily friction.
Step 3. Master active self-regulation to protect family peace.
Look, when you're running on empty, every little annoyance feels like a huge crisis. We've all been there. Your toddler turns into an absolute screaming banshee because you handed them the blue cup instead of the red cup, and your immediate instinct is to react loudly right back. Instead, remember the magic number 3. Choose silence and take 3 deep breaths. This biological reset separates your immediate, heated emotions from the actual discipline your child needs in that moment.
Active self-regulation also extends beyond discipline. You have to learn to say no. Protect your family's peace by turning down extra commitments that just cause chronic rushing, stress, and burnout. Furthermore, embrace intellectual humility. Accept that you do not know everything. When you inevitably lose your patience or make a parenting mistake, go to your child and model apologize and repair behavior. Showing them how to humbly fix a mistake is honestly one of the most regulating, empowering lessons you can ever teach.
And finally, step 4. Study true child development and understand the why.
This is where we align our expectations with reality and bring child development right out of the textbooks and into your living room. So often, our frustration stems from expecting a child to act like a miniature adult. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that you shouldn't just rely on general guidelines. Spend time quietly observing your unique child. How do they handle frustration? What does success look like to them? How do they interact socially? Understanding their specific wiring prevents endless, totally unnecessary battles.
That observation leads directly to learning the why behind behaviors. Imagine a massive meltdown in a grocery store. A parent in survival mode reacts only to the surface tantrum, likely getting angry and embarrassed, but a wise parent looks past the surface to the root causes. 40% of the time it's hunger, 40% it's fatigue, and 20% it's fear or overstimulation. When you understand the why, you can completely skip the power struggle and directly address the actual need, the hunger, the tiredness, or the fear.
So, we've covered evaluating your experiences, building your counsel, mastering self-regulation, and understanding child development. It's a powerful blueprint to bring wisdom and peace into your home. But wisdom requires action, so I want to leave you with this final thought. When you do your 5-minute review this evening, what one boundary will you adjust tonight based on today's data? Think about it, make the adjustment, and step confidently out of survival mode. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer.